Hi! Today we have another nice repair. Today we have a VHF-UHF radio from Kenwood. It is this little puppy. It is a TM-V71, and well, this is an interesting fault. So the old man reported me that he was using the radio, and during operation suddenly the backlight illumination from this microphone went off. So he recognized that yeah, it was suddenly dark, and then with the next transmission he recognized that the radio doesn't react on the PTT. And well, so that means something must have happened to the power supply, and that is what we need to investigate, because well, he was able to test the radio on a crossband repeater mode, so we know that the radio is working from transmit and receive side, so there is no problem at all. So that must be a problem from the power supply of our microphone. So here at the side we have the jack, the microphone jack, and we want to check first of all if we have all the needed voltages available at this Western jack, and then we can conclude a little bit more on what might have been happened. So, okay, sit back, relax, and follow me along, and we see what we can do. Okay, and our radio is already on the bench, and what we can see is that there is really no backlight illumination, and well, this microphone has a little IC, or should I say a little processor inside. I don't know, it's not really a processor, I guess, but there is an integrated circle inside, and so that could have a short as well. So that might be the reason why it may killed the power supply or whatever. But this microphone has already been tested on another radio, and we know that the microphone itself is working without any problems. But what we can see, or what we can not see, is the background illumination, and it is connected to the radio, so it should have the background illumination, but it doesn't have. But our receiver is working, so you can see I have a signal here on 2 meter injected to the radio, so that is working fine. But when I now try to key the radio, you see there is really no reaction. That means we should watch a little bit more what is going on behind this jack here. Okay, we have taken the microphone apart just to show you what I meant with the ICs which are in here. So yeah, it is possible that if you have a short in here, that then you may have some problems with when you connect it to the radio. So it is important to know that this microphone is working. But as I said, this is fine because we have tested it at another radio, so we can be sure that there is not a problem with one of these ICs or this little SMD transistors which are sitting down here. So that is all in fine order, so no problem whatsoever. So let's concentrate on what we get here out our connector. Okay, just to show you that the crossband operation works without any problems, we have set the radio into the crossband mode, and yeah, this blinking PTT sign here is indicating that the radio is set into crossband mode. And I have here a little Kenwood a little radio just to check or test the crossband operation. So we gonna send in a signal on 70 centimeter, and then with crossband we should have an output on 2 meters. So when we have an output on 2 meters, so that means that we can read power on our communication tester, then we know that the power amplifier and all what is associated with it is working. So that is very interesting, because then we really know that there is something wrong with the DC voltage which is which should go to the microphone. I mean, this step is not necessary really. We can directly check the voltages inside the Western jack, but maybe it is nice to see what you can do to check out how the radio is working. So maybe it is a nice step to go ahead. Okay, so let's test the crossband, and yeah, you see I have a receive here on the UHF band. So the signal from my little test set here is working. What we do not know really is do we really have an output power on 2 meter? I mean, we see here a signal, so that is a transmitter signal, but let's see what we have on our communication tester so far. I'm now pressing the PTT from my little Kenwood here, and what you can read is on the left hand side the frequency, so the transmitter frequency, and you see on the right hand side we are sending with 5 watt. I'm now releasing the PTT, and you see the radio is going back into receive, and once again now we are transmitting, and you see we have an output power of about 5 watt, and yeah, that is a clear indication that our radio here is really working just fine. So now let's go a little bit more in our microphone jack question. Okay, so we have here now the schematic part of our microphone jack down here, and well, what you can see here is that we have here an ingoing voltage, so that must be the 8 volt, which should be available at our microphone. And well, what you can see as well, and that might be the most important thing, is that here is a fuse, a 2 ampere fuse, and most likely this fuse is gone. I mean, we do not really know for what reason, but all signs are going into this direction, that we really have a problem with this fuse, and that is very easy to measure, because we directly can probe these voltages over this ground. So we can probe it directly at our Western jack, and secondly, we can use another ground just to check if our 8 volt is available, and if that is really true, then we can be sure that this fuse is gone. So yeah, let's see what we can probe. Okay, so our multimeter is in place, and we know that on pin 2 we should have our 8 volt, and well, the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna take the ground here outside, just here. So this all is ground, and I want to check if we have our 8 volt on pin 2. And what you can see, I hope you can see, yeah, you should be able to see it. So we have 7.8 volt, which is really very close. And now on pin 3, so the next one should be ground over our jack here, over our Western jack, and I should be here on this pin. So this is, I'm still on pin 2 with my plus lead, and I'm just trying to get here pin 3, which should be our internal ground pin. And yeah, what you can see is that you do not see anything on our multimeter, so there is definitely no voltage here over this internal ground. And yeah, that is really telling me that the internal fuse, which we have seen before on the schematic, must be blown. So okay, I guess we have now really a lot of information so far. So let us crack the radio open and see what's really going on with this little fuse inside this signal path. Okay, so we are here on the PCB layout, and well, let me zoom a little bit into it, and what we find down here is the F951, and that is the little fuse we have seen in the schematic before. So this here is the, yeah, you can see here the ground indication, and yeah, this little fuse is switched to ground, and this here is a pad which is supplying the Western jack. So therefore we need to check out this fuse here on this layer, but well, the important information is, so let me see if we can get it in. So if I zoom out this layout here, you can find here on the left hand side, so let me zoom in here a little bit, you see here that this PCB down here is on the 4th layer. So that means we really have to take apart our radio. Yeah, looking into the radio, you may recognize, so if we look down here, so we have the different layers, and you can see this must be the second layer. So that really means we need to take it apart, because especially this radio, if I flip it over here, you may recognize so that I can't take off a second housing part here, so a shield or however you want to call it. So this is the heatsink obviously, and I can't really take it off. So that is really the reason why we have to take it apart from this side here, and as it is on the fourth layer, we really have to take off everything to get down to the PCB we need to check out. And we have to start with the loudspeaker, and as you can see, we have really some screws down here, and yeah, so that is already 5 or even more screws down here. So let me check what it is. So now we have 4, so this is now the 5th, and oh, it doesn't move off. Okay, there is another one, so that's the reason why we was not able to take it off. But now it should work, yes, and it does. And here's a little connector. We can disconnect it here. Now we can put it aside, and yeah, you see we really have to go more into it. Okay, and that is now really boring. I mean, we have to disconnect here our antenna jack from the board, and we need to disconnect the ribbon cable down here, and take off all the screws we have here in the board to lift it off at least. So that is really boring. I think it is not necessary to do it on camera. It takes much too long. So let me do it off camera, and if there is something additional which might be really interesting, I will come back and tell about it. But for the moment in time, I think let me take it off and see where we can find this little fuse sucker. Okay, so now we are at the PCB. We need to check it out, and our little fuse is really let me zoom in that you can see it. It is really down here. This here is our fuse, which we need to check, and if I take it in air, you can see it, hopefully. Don't see if there is a reflection right now. No, should be good. So here is our Western jack, and well, what you can see here in a second. These are the connectors from the Western jack, and this is here our little fuse, what we have already seen on the PCB print in our service manual. So yeah, let us check this little fuse. So I've set my DMM to beeper, so that is what you can hear, and if this fuse is okay, we should hear the beeper. So let me go down here, and yeah, that is what we expected. So this fuse is definitely blown. So that is exactly the reason why our microphone doesn't work any longer. Okay, so we need to take the fuse off, and we need to replace it. So another funny thing is, so we have seen in the documentation so that this board here is on the 4th layer. I don't know how they counted it, because this here is our board which is over it, and then we only have you have seen it, so we only had the loudspeaker to dismantle. So well, 4th layer, I don't know, maybe you know, the metal case which is over it, I don't know, I do not have a clue. So we only needed to take out this board here, and if you flip it over, so you can see this here is, or these are the amplifiers for UHF and VHF, and well, we have the logic down here and all this stuff. So yeah, for me it would be the 2nd layer, I don't know, but anyway, so we were able to reach our PCB very quickly and very easily, and now let us take off this little fuse down here. Okay, so let's try to unsolder it. So I've just started here my hot air gun, and yeah, let's see if we are able to manage it somehow. I hope that the little component is not glued on the PCB, and I have some plastic here directly beneath, so that is not really the best circumstances you would wish for a job like this here. And yeah, maybe that the component itself is glued as well, so it really, now it is off. Great. So yeah, that is at least the process how to get little components like this off. So you really need to heat the complete area, and you need to be very, very careful not to have too much airstream, because with too much airstream you really would blow any other or all the other components from the board. So you really need to be very careful. And you see, we really were able to just bring the heat onto this area, and now yeah, our little fuse is out, and yeah, we can replace it. Well, once again, just to show you again how small this little fuse really is, I have put down here a normal European fuse. So this is not the typical US fuse size. So this is a European fuse size, which is even smaller than the American fuse sizes, so the normal ones. So yeah, you really see how tiny it is, and well, this fuse should be good for 2 amperes. So yeah, then you can build your own opinion on what we have really down here. Okay, as I do not have this little fuse on stock, we need to order it, so that is no problem. But this radio is urgently needed, so well, we decided with the owner together that for interim's operation we you know, put the fuse outside in a more conventional way. So that is the reason why I already soldered this little wire here to the connector, and then we can use this fuse holder. Yeah, interims, and then he can use the radio after this repair. We can then you know, order the little fuse and we replace it afterwards when the fuse has been delivered. So well, this is really a way how we can handle it, and as he needed, yeah, let's do it that way. Yeah, radio is back together, and as already said, the old man need this radio very urgently. So yeah, as I already said, we decided to do it this way for a short while until we have the right spare part. So this is a common fuse holder, so nothing special, and this here is now a common fuse as you know it, and we have taken some hot glue to put it here to the back side of the front, and well, now we have the supply to ground, and fuse is now available in the signal pass, and well, let's check if it works as we would expect it. Okay, so let's switch on the radio, and yeah, let's see what we can do so far. Okay, radio is on and we have static, so that is a good sign. And here is our microphone, and yeah, let me connect it to the radio, and then we should see, hopefully, the background illumination. And oh, it is very lit here. Ah, so you can see it. Yeah, background illumination is back, so that is what we wanted to see. And now let's see if you can see now it is reacting, so we get our on-air indication, and that means PTT is working. So let's see what we have on our tester, and again let's check transmission. And yes, so you can see 5 watt output, and you can see that we have deviation, and you see that the transmit frequency is shown as well. So let me switch it to UHF, and let us see what's gonna happen here. Yeah, and it is the same. So you can see deviation, you see the transmission frequency, and you can see the 5 watt output. So on both bands we are able to transmit again. And that finally means that our radio is working with our temporarily fix inside this little fuse. And well, so that means work is done. We will wait until we have the fuse we need. But anyway, this radio can go back to the old man. He can use it and it works just fine. So this is a way to do a quick fix. So even if you don't have the needed spare parts. And well, we are at the end of our video. And well, if you like it, please give me a big thumbs up for this video. And if you don't have subscribed up to now, please subscribe to my channel. And well, catch you next time. Bye.